Welcome back to week 3 of remote learning. So this week is one of my favorite weeks of the year. I'm very, very excited because it's International Dot Day. And International Dot Day is a celebration of creativity. And we do, Miss Besta and I get together and we do some fun activities for International Dot Day, which is based on the book, The Dot by Peter Reynolds. So I'm going to go over a presentation with you guys and introduce our activities for this week. You are going to do 2 things for STEAM for International Dot Day. The first is to code a dot, which is going to be so fun. And then the second is to do something creative because that's what Dot Day is all about. So I'm going to give you a choice board this week and let you choose how you make your mark. So let's get started. All right, so let's take a look at our assignments for International Dot Day STEAM Lab Edition. All right, you have 2 assignments. The first assignment is to code a dot, and this video is for my 3rd through 6th graders. So you are going to be down here coding a dot on code.org on the artist project. So on code.org, you are going to be coding an artist to draw a dot by creating an algorithm that uses conditionals, variables, and loops. And since you guys are my big 3rd through 6th graders, I know you know what those mean, but I do have some new students, so I do want to review those vocabulary words. Conditionals are statements that say, if something happens, then something else should happen. That's a conditional. A variable is a statement in a code that you can change. So you can change the color of your dot, or you can change the size of your dot, or you can even change the shapes that make up your dot. And a loop is a statement in your code that tells the actor in the program to do something over and over again, to repeat something. And you can tell it a certain number of times to repeat, or to repeat forever, or to repeat until something happens. Okay, so we'll talk about those when we get into the coding. But before we do that, I want to take you to what you're going to do after you code, because you have 2 assignments this week. The first is to code a dot, which shouldn't take long. I only want you to spend about 10 to 15 minutes on that. And then I want you to take some time to do something creative and fun. So these are your choices for this week for your choice board. You can do a spinner, which is right here. And these, I'm going to post this for you, this menu on Clever as well, because these are clickable links. If you click on the picture, it will take you to instructions on how to make it. But basically, you would use a piece of cardboard and cut it into a circle, poke 2 holes just outside the center, and glue some white paper on there and draw a pattern of some kind on there with lots of colors, and then run a string through it and tie it, and then twist it and pull, and it should spin around, which is lots of fun. The second activity is to make a word cloud about yourself. And if you click on this link, it will take you to the word cloud site where you can type in words that describe you, and then play around with colors and fonts and sizes and make a really cool word cloud that tells all about you, which is in the shape of a dot. And then the last option is a dot day glyph. And this is a copy and paste activity where you use the patterns that are available to make a Kandinsky dot that describes you. So I want to really quick exit out of here and hop on over to Clever to show you your coding activity for this week. So this is a dot that was coded in Artist, and this is the link that you will take to go to the project. When you click on the link within Clever, you can see that it automatically logs you into your account and it takes you right to the project, so you don't have to go searching for it. Let's see. We need to click Remix right up here. There we go. All right, and then you're going to want to title your project. So you can give it a title, My Day Project. Okay, so in order to create a dot, you want to start off with some actions. So we're going to just bring in a move forward block. And then this is a variable that I can change. I'm going to pick how many pixels and just play around with this, you guys. You can just try different numbers. I'm going to try 20. And then you can play around with it later and see what happens when you change that. I'm going to pick my brush color. I'm going to set my color to red. And then I'm going to, after I have him move forward, because I also want him to turn and then move forward again and turn and move forward again and turn to make a dot, I'm actually going to have him turn right. And again, you can just pick an angle here and you can play around with it. I'm going to do 25, and then you can play around with it and see what it takes to get a circle. So the next thing I'm going to do is I need a loop, because I need him to move forward and then loop and move forward and turn and move forward and turn. And I can use a repeat loop like we talked about in the previous slide. So by putting these actions, the move forward and turn, inside the repeat loop, I'm telling him, the artist here, to do this a certain number of times. And I'm going to start with 50 times. And then I can see that I got a circle. Now, I want to fill in that circle with some different colors and shapes. So I'm going to come into functions. Here we go. And I am going to draw a pinwheel inside of the repeat loop. And you can pick how many sides, how long, and how many times to repeat. So let's see here. I need some math. I'm going to have my pinwheel have 5 sides. And need another math. For the length, I'm going to choose 20 pixels. And then one more math, because I need one more number. Whoops, I forgot to click. There we go. And bring out one more variable here, one more little number. And let's repeat that. Let's try 100 and see what happens. All right, now I need to change my colors because all I see right now is red. So let's bring in some brush color changes. Here we go. I'm going to do, come on. Uh-oh, my computer's starting to freeze and not do what I want it to do. This app can sometimes get a little sticky and sometimes needs a little coaxing. So don't get frustrated if it gets a little slow. You're really just playing around with the code today and seeing if you can get something that resembles a dot that looks pretty. So here we go. I think I'm liking what I see so far. I'm going to go ahead and click run. Oh, that's a little too slow. Let's speed that up some. There we go. I think I need to play with this. So I can see that my artist is drawing this pinwheel a little too many times. So I'm actually only going to repeat my pinwheel once. And let's see if that makes a difference, because I want that color changed every time he draws a pinwheel. There we go. All right, I'm getting a nice dot there. Now, if I wanted to make this bigger, I just have to change this number right here. So I change this to 100, and I get a nice big dot. So play around with this. I would love to see you guys use a repeat loop. I would love to see you use some variables, and I would love to see you guys use some conditionals. So play around with this and see if you can get your artist to draw a dot. Now, when you are finished with this activity, don't spend a ton of time on this. Don't let it frustrate you, because we haven't been together, so I haven't really been able to teach you this yet. So I just want you to play around with this week. And don't worry if you can't get it to work. Just try. Try and have fun and be creative. Then when you are finished, come back and do a creative activity from the choice board, which will be posted in Clever. And your choices are a spinner, a word cloud, or a glyph. Okay, and those will be linked for you in Clever. All right, last but not least, Mrs. Hughes wants to see your work. So you have a couple of choices. If you choose, and I know some of you will, and that's totally fine. If you choose to only do the coding activity, that's completely fine. What I want you to do is, when you go to Clever, if you choose to spend the entire time coding, then instead of going to the Padlet to share your work, I want you to go to the Flipgrid channel. And what you do on the Flipgrid channel is you just click on there, log in with Google, and then you're going to click on, let me log out here for a second so I can log in as my daughter. There we go. So this is what you guys will see when you click on the Flipgrid. Most of you have done Flipgrid before, so you are pros at this. So what you'll do is you click on this red record button right here, and then you are going to click on the three bubbles that say options, and instead of recording yourself, you're actually going to record your screen so that you can show me your coded dot. So you just click capture your screen, click start screen recording, select your screen just by clicking on what's right here, and then click share. And then you're just going to switch over to your code.org project, click reset, and then run so that I can see your dot being drawn. Let your code run so that I can see your dot. And then when it's finished, you just come back to the Flipgrid screen and click stop recording right here. And then you're just going to switch over to your code.org project, click reset, and then run so that I can see your dot being drawn. Let your code run so that I can see your dot. Okay, and so once you have your recording here on Flipgrid, you'll just click next. And then you can take your selfie and then record your, add effects to your selfie, do whatever you want to do there, and then click next. Oh, come on. There we go. It'll upload the video to the Padlet, and then make sure you put in your first name and then your first initial, and then dot day coding should be your title. Please give that title so I can tell the difference between those videos and other videos. You'll click submit, and that will add your video to the Flipgrid channel so that I can see your Flipgrid. All right, so the last thing is the Padlet. If you decide to do one of the creative projects, like the word cloud or the spinner, then you'll use the Padlet to share that with me. And that is linked right here on Clever. You just click on the Padlet. And just like we've done in all the weeks previous, find your grade level, click the plus sign, and add your assignment to the Padlet. Here's my word cloud that I made. So that's a fun one that you guys have. And just share your dot day creativity with me. I am so excited, you guys. I love International Dot Day. And I'm also really excited that we're getting started on our coding. You guys, we're going to learn a lot of coding this year, and you guys are going to have a lot of fun. So enjoy International Dot Day, make your mark, and be creative. And I can't wait to see what you do. Have a great week, guys.